In verse 42. Verse 42. Who will sing? Verse 42. Sing.
मोक्ष मार्ग समझाय गुरु शिष्य संवाद थी भाखू षटपद आय.
So in verse 42, Param Kripapada has said that he would state the 6 fundamentals of the soul in the form of a dialogue between a guru and a shishya so that the path of liberation could be understood. Furthermore, in verse 44, he stated, what is verse 40?
संक्षेप मा षट दर्शन पढ़ते समझावा परमार्थ ने कया ज्ञानीए.
समझावा परमार्थ ने, to grasp the supreme truth, I need to explain the 6 fundamentals, and all the 6 major philosophies, Indian philosophies, are encompassed in it. Okay, so 42 Mataji is stating that Guru Shishya will start, the dialogue will start, and in 44, so now the subject of the dialogue is also stated. So furthermore, in verse 44, he had stated that the purposeful spiritual discussion of the 6 schools of philosophy is encompassed within these 6 fundamentals. Clear? Just a link, 42 and 44. In accordance with that, it is Jem pledge કર્યું to Evita. Did we see it throughout? So in accordance with that, through the dialogue between the Guru and the disciple, Param Kripadev expounded the 6 fundamental truths which pervade the 6 schools of philosophy. આવું કીધેલું અને એવું આપણે ચારવાક, બુદ્ધિસ્ટ, Sankhya, this, we heard those words for the first time maybe. And so 6 fundamentals and then 6 philosophies, and we had seen the whole thing. Now, concluding this subject, Param Kripadev says,
दर्शन षटे समाय छे आ षट स्थानक माय विचारता विस्तार थी संशय रहे न काय.
Word to word meaning. Darshan, now you know what is darshan? Philosophy. And shat means 6. Shate, so all 6. Darshan, philosophy, shate, 6. Samay, included. Che, are. This is the way it is there in the text, that's why, in the commentary. This. Shat, again 6. Sthanak is the doctrines or fundamentals or aphorisms. Mahi, in. Vicharta, on thinking, on contemplating. Vistarti, in detail, at length. Samshay rahe na kai. Samshay, doubt remains not any. So this is the way it is put, and horizontally it is put, not vertically in the commentary. So verse 128 short meaning. All the 6 schools of philosophy are encompassed in the 6 fundamental truths. No doubt can remain if one contemplates them in detail. ખાલી નામ મોઢે કરશો તો નહીં. When detailમાં તમે જો વિચાર કર્યો તો no doubt remains. So very simple to understand. I won't take much time. So we spoke, because of the ignorance, Agal I said, because of the ignorance of the self, desires, and you want to obtain, and then desires not fulfilled, then agitation, the whole thing I said. So the main problem is, what is the root problem? Not understanding yourself. Right? This is, whether you are a Jain or a Buddhist or a Vedanti or anyone, not understanding your pure self. I'm not even using the word soul right now. કોઈને ન ફાવતું હોય તો, પણ प्योर सेल्फ तो आपने कही है, राइट? सो नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द प्योर सेल्फ is the root cause of all misery and all. This is accepted in the Hindu thought. Hindu I mean Jainism, Buddhism બધું include કરીને in the Indian thought. ચાલો ને Indian thought ચાલો. હિન્દુ નથી ગમતું તો ઇન્ડિયન રાખો. હિન્દુસ્તાનમાં રહો છો છતાં હિન્દુ નથી ગમતું, whatever. Indian thought. This is accepted. You need to understand your true self. Right? So, to eliminate the ignorance of the self, many philosophies were advocated by many philosophers in different places at varied times. જુદી જુદી જગ્યા, જુદા જુદા સમયમાં જુદા જુદા ફિલોસોફરે એક જ આ જ પોઈન્ટ ઉપર how to eliminate the ignorance of the self. Because that one thing was accepted in the Indian thought, કે દુઃખનું કારણ પોતાનું અજ્ઞાન છે. તો પોતે કોણ છે એના માટે જુદી જુદી ફિલોસોફીઝ આવી. પોતે શુદ્ધાત્મા છે કે પોતે આ છે કે પોતે બ્રહ્મ છે કે whatever, different philosophies. So philosophers came out with different philosophies at different places. કોઈ ઈસ્ટમાં, કોઈ વેસ્ટમાં, કોઈ નોર્થમાં, કોઈ સાઉથમાં, at varied times. કોઈ 2500 વર્ષ પહેલા, કોઈ 800 વર્ષ પહેલા, whatever. So clear? So based on all these different philosophies which emerged, 6 major philosophies came into existence in India. Aware you understand, no? Topic is this, and many philosophies came out. But if you had to categorize them, एक category ma, so you will get 6 main categories. So 6 main school of thought in the Indian, Hindu bolo, Indian bolo, je bolo, it both. Which are they? So 3 non-Vedic, 3 Vedic. Charvak, Jainism, Buddhism. न्याय वैशेषिक, सांख्य योग, पूर्व मीमांसा, उत्तर मीमांसा. Pairs, because they are very common. ચારવાક, આ બધું આપણે 2 વાર થઈ ગયું છે, 2 times. So ચારવાક, I'm not going to go in detail. Charvak, Jainism, Buddhism, I'm keeping it here because they are the 3 non-Vedic. They don't believe in the authority of the Vedas, or they don't even believe in God as a creator. But these 2 believe in the soul, and this does not believe in the soul, karma, transmigration, anything. So basically they are grouped as the Nastik Darshan and the Astik Darshan, or that I don't like these words. So I'm saying non-Vedic and Vedic. So non-Vedic is fast, Charvak, Jainism, Buddhism. And here, Nyay Vaisheshik pair, Sankhya Yoga pair, Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa. I'm not going to tell you stories of all, why this name, who was the propounder, nothing. 6 major philosophies came into existence, which were diverse and complex. એકના ડિટેલમાં જસ્ટ ઇમેજિન, તમને એક જૈનિઝમનું શીખવું હોય, તમે તત્વાર્થ સૂત્ર સ્ટડી કરો, એમાં થોડો બેઝ બનાવો, પછી યુ ગો ડીપર, then you go deeper, then you go deeper. Now this you have to do for all darshans. So it is diverse also, complex also, nothing for Kripaludev. Param Kripaludev succinctly puts together the diverse and the complex thoughts that govern the Indian philosophies in such a beautiful manner. Succinctly meaning expressed in such few words with such clarity. Right? So, all the thoughts expounded in the 6 are encompassed, meaning covered in the exposition of the 6 fundamental truths. તમે આ બરાબર ખાલી સમજી લો, આત્મા ઇઝ અ ડુઅર, નોન ડુઅર, you will get a touch of everything, of the Vedanta, Buddhism, of Charvak, everything. So it encompasses the exposition of the 6 fundamental truths. The 6 philosophies are covered. Darshan shate samay che a shat sthanak mai. Meaning, he is not rejecting any. He is saying included. બહુ ડિફરન્સ છે. ઇફ યુ ગો બેક વિથ ધ ફિલિંગ હી રિજેક્ટેડ એવરીથિંગ અને જૈનિઝમનો ઝંડો ફરકાવ્યો, યુ ડોન્ટ નો હિઝ ઇન્ટેન્ટ ધેન. He is saying it is all covered. See, Jnanis are all accommodative. We are not. We want to be unique. So this also, મેં તો જરા ગાથા લખી તો લાસ્ટ લાઇનમાં થોડું સ્કિલફુલી વોવન કે ઇન ધીસ વર્સ, આમ બહુ સાદી લાગે આ વર્સ, પણ માય ભગવાન, ઓફકોર્સ આઈ એમ નોટ રિટન ધેર માય ભગવાન, એ ફર્સ્ટ પેજ પર લખી દઈશ એટલે પતિ ડેડિકેશનમાં બધું આવી જશે, ઠેર ઠેર નહીં લખવાનું, ફર્સ્ટમાં લખી દેવાનું માય સોલ ઓફ માય સોલ. વન પેજ મેં કીધું બ્લેન્ક રાખજો, હું છેલ્લે આપીશ, મંડે આપીશ, પ્રિન્ટિંગમાં જતું એની પહેલાં જ આપીશ. સોલ ઓફ માય સોલ, માય ભગવાન, માય એવરીથિંગ, માય વર્લ્ડ બી કહો તો એ, માય ભગવાન બી કહો તો એ, whatever. So my Bhagwan has imparted a technique by which I can cross the ocean of birth and death and reach the shore of liberation. He has taught me, be all inclusive, all accommodative. I have used the word samay che, so you don't reject any. So મને તો આ ગાથામાં ખાલી આ ટેકનિક જ હું તો પકડી લઉં છું. બીજું બધું તો you understand, I don't need to say anything. So only about this technique I will speak for 5, 7, 10 minutes and then I think you have grasped it. So darshan shate, so why shat and all I explained, cha darshan che, but in the Indian thought, I'm not saying the Western thought. Indian thought ma accept its 6 major philosophy. Darshan shate samay che આ સત સ્થાનકમાં મેં જે સમજાવ્યા ને, આત્મા છે, નિત્ય છે, કર્તા છે, ભોગતા, એ સત સ્થાનક in those 6 aphorisms which were explained, all these 6 samay. મને તો લાગે ખાલી સમાયને સર્કલ કરજો, અંડરલાઇન બી નહીં, અને એના પછી સંશય રહે ન કાંઈ, એ આટલું સમજાઈ જાય, you have grasped why this verse. Otherwise you will feel કે આ તો 44 જેવી સેમ છે. ના, 44 is merely factual and this is with technique. This is upsamar, man. This is upsamar. Specially પાછા બેસીને લખ્યું છે, તો it must be having a deeper meaning. Okay. So he's saying to the, આમ તમને ભલે 6 પદની દેશના લાગે, but to the discerning eye it seems that 6 tenets embody the 6 schools of Hindu thought or Indian thought. Embodied. So whatever, it's included, it's covered, encompassed, anything. I think you got it. Now you need to know. Those who hold one-sided views, કે આત્મા નિત્ય જ છે, કે આત્મા નિત્ય અનિત્ય છે, કે આત્મા એક જ છે, કે આત્મા અનેક જ છે, કે આત્મા કર્તા જ છે, કે આત્મા અકર્તા, one-sided views. Those who hold, I am saying those, I don't know if there is any, of course I know, but my Bhagwan didn't want to name, why should I? Those who stick to one-sided views, they get stuck in their beliefs, resulting in flaw in their exposition. પછી જે પ્રરૂપ ના કરે ને, એ બી થોડી દોષવાળી થઈ જાય. જેવું એકાંતે કોઈ ચીજ પકડે, they they get stuck in their belief. One who holds one-sided views, they get stuck in their beliefs, resulting in the flaw in their exposition. Param Kripalu skillfully presents them as disciples' doubt. He has named any. Only a fool will tell you that this is influenced by this, this is influenced by this. Only a fool. Gnani won't. Bhakta sometimes will, but Gnani won't. Bhakta has a different hidden agenda, right? But Gnani won't. He has not said. He has put it beautifully as a disciple, and disciple has several doubts. કેટલા આમ તો 6 મેજર, પણ આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ્સની દ્રષ્ટિએ જોઈએ તો પહેલામાં 3, બીજામાં 2, પછી 5, કેટલા થયા? પછી ભોક્તામાં 2, મોક્ષમાં 2, મોક્ષ ઉપાયમાં 3, કેટલા થયા? 17. So all he wants to put, one-sided જે beliefs he has put as disciples' doubt. Several doubts regarding existence, everlastingness, etc. And using a conciliatory approach, he clarifies all. Simple. So smartly, smartly, skillfully, Sudhi, I was not feeling bad, but I was smartly. આખા સબ્જેક્ટને ગુરુ શિષ્યમાં ડિવાઈડ કરી નાખ્યા. So he doesn't need to name anyone. He didn't name Jainism also. He did not name Buddhism, Sankhya, nothing he has named. He just divided the whole subject matter, one-sided views wala, to ke disciple speaks. The supreme truth, to the guru speaks. 6 schools of thought, okay, it's included in this. I don't want to name anything. If I'm using this language consciously, if a person does not even want to name, will he condemn? જેને નામ આપવામાં શું છે? આપણી બુક છે ભાઈ. આપણી બુકમાં તો આપણે જે લખવું હોય લખી શકીએ ને. So it is so easy to, a person does not even want to name કે તમને ભૂલે ચૂકે કોક દર્શન માટે ખરાબ ભાવ ન થાય. There are such wonderful things there. And tamne let me say a person, then I will say he was not a person. A person who does not even want to name. આપણે બીજો if we are ethical, if we are spiritual, ethical plus spiritual, you would not want to name anyone. આને કર્યું છે, આને કોઈકથી જરા થઈ ગયું છે. મોઢામાં આંગળા નહીં નાખો ત્યાં સુધી you won't want to. A person who does not want to name, he simply states without condemning anything. See, there are so many advertising agencies. So when they advertise their product, they criticize other products. એક નામ વગરનું પાવડરનું પેકેટ હોય, નામ ન હોય, but we all know the name. અને પછી તમારા પેકેટમાં નેમ હોય અને પછી જો કેટલું સરસ સફેદ થયું. નવી પહેરીને આવી હોય, નવી વ્હાઈટ સાડી પહેરીને આવી, ધોઈને નથી આવી, નવી નક્કોર પહેરીને આવી છે તો પછી વ્હાઈટ જ હોય ને. અને પહેરીને 1000 દિવસ પછી વાપરીને પહેરાવી હોય અને કે જો આ ધોવાતી જો આ ને આ ધોવાતી જો આ. Advertisement. So you need to criticize the other to sell your product. Here we don't see this. No condemning, no criticizing, and still expounding the truth as experienced by him. Mastery છે કે નહીં? How can you, પછી તમે ટ્રુથમાં બી ગોટા મારો, please everyone. Like Hitler માટે જે બધાએ કર્યું હતું, પોલિસી ઓફ અપીઝમેન્ટ, બધાને ખુશ રાખો. છે ને, તમે પણ બરાબર છો ને તમે પણ બરાબર છો ને તમાર, યુ ઓનલી ડોન્ટ નો વોટ ઇઝ બરાબર. ફ્રૂટ સેલેડ બનાવી, નો, હી વોઝ વેરી ક્લિયર. Out of his self experience, He knew truth is this. But for that, I don't need to condemn or criticize. I just need to say, I accept this from a certain viewpoint. Bar acceptance but very clear in which viewpoint. This is a sign of an awakened soul. राग द्वेष नहीं, पण ignorance પણ નહીં. આપણે રાગ દ્વેષ નહીં કરવા માટે we compromise on the truth. Ignorance બી નહીં હોવું જોઈએ ને રાગ દ્વેષ બી નહીં હોવું જોઈએ. રાગ દ્વેષ અજ્ઞાને મુખ્ય કર્મ નિવૃત્ત થાય તો. So this beautifully, these traits of the enlightened one is so beautiful. You don't need to compromise on the truth, and still you don't need to do rag dveshas. So it's touched me so much. I know I'm repeating it again and again, but because even I have not reached the fullest, so this is my others. This is what exactly my manas should be. Fullest I cannot claim yet, but this is my way. This is my methodology. So he wants to say correct word. Correct word, correct, he wants to use for any darshan which comes. So now what should he do? Rag, dvesh ne agnan trane na karvu hoy. So you are correct from this viewpoint. Just state the viewpoint and say, correct ne badle reject bolwanu nahi pachkan lo. Reject koina mate nahi karnu in your mind also. You will never speak. In the mind you can't reject anyone. You have to use the word correct, meaning you should use, but state the viewpoint. બધાને ખોટું flatter નથી કરવાનું. Flattering is not my Bhagwan's policy. And rejecting is also not. So isn't it wonderful? You don't have to reject and you don't have to flatter. Both are easy. Both are easy. You go on flattering someone, Arey Kumud bhai fantastic, Kumud bhai fantastic. You can. Or you can reject. But reject bhi nahi, flatter bhi nahi. You have to be so rooted in truth. So, though this verse has nothing much to tell, it's just like a connecting verse or concluding verse. But I find all my techniques in this verse, my methodology in this verse. Okay. So, amazing style, right? Amazing grace, amazing style. Using the method of non-absolutism or anekantvad or the doctrine of multiplicity of viewpoints. Non-absolutism is difficult to understand. Anekantvad, you don't know, you can't even pronounce. So let's keep it as theory of multiplicity of viewpoints. Multiple viewpoints, multiplicity of viewpoints. I've given one example in the text. Now I'll be using that in past tense. You understand, right? So, as an ocean absorbs, accepts all the waters of the rivers emptied into it. બધી નદીઓને પોતામાં સમાવે. સાગર. As an ocean accepts or say absorbs all the water of all the rivers emptied into it. In the same way, the theory of anekantvad or the theory of multiplicity of viewpoints absorbs or accepts all one-sided viewpoints. River meaning one-sided viewpoint. Ocean means the supreme truth. The supreme truth accepts all the one-sided viewpoints by stating the beliefs are accepted by stating the viewpoints. Simple. I think I've said everything. So using this conciliatory approach or using this approach of accepting with clarity, this approach Param Kripadev has shown the 6 tenets or 6 doctrines. આપનું બિલકુલ કૃપાવદેવ જેવું નથી. I need to revisit million times. And here only first sitting માં લખાય, no revisit, no retake, nothing. So I am very, very clear the difference between him and me. I am very clear. And ગમે તેટલું તમે તમાશો કરો, I will not be, I won't get swayed in your, I know the difference. એક કરતાં કરતાં આમ પસીના પાડી દે એવું. મેં કહ્યું, આ ક્યાં તમે આટલી શબ્દની ચિકાસ કરી, એમાં મારો ટોન્સ નીકળે છે. પણ just imagine, no going back. એટલું perfect at the first. So, Bhagavan is saying, if you think, if you contemplate on these 6 fundamental truths, which encompasses the 6 philosophies also, if you think in detail, if you contemplate in the vichara, vistarthi, detail માં તમે શાંતિથી વિચારશો, very easy to discard doubts and hold a firm conviction. Very easy. Why am I saying this? Because it's there in the verse. Samshay rahe na koi. If you think deeply, you will be doubtless regarding the 6 fundamental truths. And what is a faith without doubt, or a faith which is doubtless? I want one word. Samkit. આ સમકિતની ગાથા છે. સંશય રહે ન કોઈ, no doubt, doubtless. Doubtless faith is Samkit. દેવગુરુ માટે doubtless. દેવગુરુએ જે 6 પદ સમજાવ્યા એના માટે doubtless. All this is વ્યવહાર સંકિત. 109 માં તમને વ્યવહાર સંકિત મળ્યું હતું. Again, being doubtless, your faith being doubtless is pure faith or Samkit. So, why is it Samkit? Because he is now believing in the nature of the soul as it is. Jem che tem. The beautiful technique here to swim across the ocean of birth and death and reach the eternal shore of liberation is, I leave it on to you. Repeat the verse.
દર્શન શટે સમાય છે આ શટ સ્થાનકમાય, વિચારતા વિસ્તારથી સંશય રહે ન કાંઈ.